Hello ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode of Cycling Insider I want to talk about another bike from Canyon, their 2019 range of Ultimate CF SL Disc 8.0. And the main reason I want to talk about this bike is because recently I got a question from a colleague who is considering of buying a new road bike, and he pointed out this Ultimate CF SL Disc 8.0 from Canyon and asked for my opinion about it. And the more I kind of dig into this bike and did a few kind of research to check some of the components and the pricing, I really have to admit that I was pretty surprised with the offering for this bike from Canyon, and I believe that this is one of those bikes that you might consider kind of easy accessible. I mean, easy accessible is always relative because the current price of this bike on the Canyon's UK website is 2,350 British pounds, and you also need to add approximately 50 pounds for the delivery. So if I translate this to the US dollars for all the people who are listening across the pond, this would probably be something like 3,100 US dollars at the current exchange rate. So definitely not a cheap bike, but considering the components and the specs it has, I would say it's one of those affordable bikes from Canyon for 2019. And this also gave me an idea to feature a few of the more affordable bikes in this range of about 2,500 British pounds, or let's say 3,500 US dollars, because I believe that these are the bikes that majority of the people will be buying. So let's dive in and let's see what this Canyon bike offers for the 2019 season. So as I'm looking at the Canyon Ultimate CF SL Disc 8.0, as I always like to say, bike manufacturers just love this mouthful of names for bikes in 2019. But it is what it is. So looking at the paint scheme, you got two options. One is the Stealth and one is the Canyon Grey Metallic. I would personally go with the Grey Metallic, and I don't think this kind of website photo gives the kind of pure quality look. I believe if you would see the bike in person, it just looks much more stunning. One tricky thing with Canyon bikes is, of course, that you can't test them unless you want to fly to Germany to Koblenz and do the testing, because they are an online retailer of bikes, so you kind of have to take a little guess and a bit of luck with them. But trust me, if you use their system for the measurement and the kind of sizing system that they have on their website, you would be more than satisfied with the size that they will deliver you for the bike. So there's no problems with that. I have ordered Canyon bikes before, and it's a pretty straightforward forward process. No problems with that. But as I say, the only tricky part is you can't test it unless some of your mates has them. So considering the color, I can't say I'm super satisfied with the Canyon offering. I wish they could offer at least another more kind of lively color than all these gray, black, brown colors. I just don't find it very interesting. But color is a personal preference, and there might be people who just like these kind of dark shades. So, but moving on to the spec of the bike, let's see what this, as I would call it, affordable bike offers. So first of all, starting from the frame, we got the Canyon's Ultimate CF SL frame. So the Ultimate range from Canyon is, as the name says, kind of full-on racing bikes, so the geometry is going to be a bit sharper. But this carbon fiber frame is the SL range, so it's not top of the line Canyon range. They still have the so-called CF-SLX, the kind of the range that the pros ride. But let's be honest, you just won't feel so much difference. Of course, there's going to be some difference in weight, but on this price range, you shouldn't be so worried about a top-of-the-line carbon frame or a little level below. Speaking about carbon frame and fork, so both of them are the SL range of Canyon, and the thing here is that, as far as I'm aware, and it says on the Canyon's website, the warranty for these frames is 6 years. So 6 years, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing special to complain about it, but I wish that Canyon moves to the lifetime warranty like some other bigger bike brands. But I'm still guessing that they are much smaller, and probably it would be a lot of cost to them to offer the lifetime warranty. But a 6-year warranty should be totally enough, and I don't believe you will have any special problems, especially with the road bikes. It's not like you are riding a XC mountain bike, so you are trashing it every day. So moving on, we have the rear mech, which is the Shimano's Ultegra 11 speed. And this is the mechanical Shimano Ultegra, so the whole group set on this bike is mechanical group set, and the front mech is also Shimano Ultegra, and the shifters are Shimano Ultegra 11 speed. So as I said, the whole group set is the mechanical group set, but the brakes on this bike are hydraulic Shimano Ultegra brakes. So this is a kind of a bit different combination from the bikes I would usually feature, and that's why the price is a bit lower. So you got a mechanical Shimano Ultegra group set, and you got the hydraulic disc brakes on the bike. So this is more preferable option for me than having an electronic group set and then classical caliper brakes, because I believe that once when you try the hydraulic disc brakes, it's almost impossible to go back to the caliper brakes, because hydraulic disc brakes just have so much more power and modulation, and especially when you are in the bad conditions like rain, cold, wet outside, snow even, or you want to go a bit off-road, hydraulic disc brakes are so much better than any caliper brakes you'll ever have. But the mechanical Shimano Ultegra group set, you absolutely can't complain about it. It's kind of a working horse from Shimano. It's easy to adjust, easy to service and fix, and definitely you won't have so much kind of worry with the mechanical group set as you might have with the electronic group set. Of course, if you can afford it, I would always go electronic group set and hydraulic disc brakes, but let's say this is a bit of a budget bike, so that's why you have a mechanical Shimano Ultegra group set. One thing that I wanted to quickly check here is speaking about the brakes, hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano, Ultegra level brakes, so absolutely perfect. And I just wanted to see the size of the discs. They haven't given the data. Oh, I'm sorry, they've given the data here. So anything from the size large up, you'll have a 160mm rotor front and 140mm back. It's a bit of disappointment for me that they are not including 160 on both wheels. They are kind of saving a few grams with this 140mm rotor, which is kind of total nonsense for me. They should just move on to the 160mm rotor and offer a more braking performance. Cassette, they didn't cut corners here, so it's a Shimano Ultegra 11 speed cassette, 1130, so you're gonna have more than enough kind of power in your legs to climb any high mountains. And cranks are Shimano's Ultegra also, and these cranks are 5236, so again with the combination of 1130 cassette, more than enough to climb any steep mountains. Interesting part of the bike is the wheel set, which comes from DT Swiss P1800, so it's an aluminum wheel set. But I like DT Swiss wheels. I consider them probably one of the best hubs you can buy on the market. Extremely durable, and I'm really glad they included the DT Swiss wheels on this bike. These are 23mm deep aluminum rim wheels, and tubeless ready, and the rim width is 18mm. Tires that they have included is absolutely brilliant tire. That's the Continental Grand Prix 4000 S2, and this is, in my opinion, Continental makes the best tires currently on the market, and this one comes in the 25mm width. So it's a decent width of the tire. Would be even better if they included a 28mm width tire, but for now, for kind of the first tire, it's going to be more than enough. Moving on to the cockpit, we have the Canyon's Aero cockpit, so it's again carbon fiber. Very nice touch on this level of the bike. Saddle comes from Physique Antares R5. Since saddles are always personal choice, it's easy to change the saddle if you don't like it, so don't get too stressed about this first Physique Antares saddle that you get on this bike. Seat post is the Canyon's VC LS seat post. This is their carbon fiber seat post. This is a 27.2 mil in diameter seat post, so that's a nice inclusion on the bike, because it's always nice to have a carbon fiber seat post to soak up some of the small road bumps. Moving on, I wanted to check the bike weight. They've said it, yes, so it's 7.6 kilograms in size medium, which is decent bike weight. Probably size large, I'm guessing another 200 grams you could easily add on that. So to have some comparison, if you look at the pros bikes, they are probably something like 6.8 kilograms on the UCI limit, so this is about a kilo more. But again, on this bike level, on this price range, you shouldn't be so worried about 7.6, 7.8 kilograms. It's more than light enough. So all in all, as I said, I was pretty surprised with the nice offering from Canyon on this bike. So to summarize, you have a carbon fiber frame and fork, and this is the Canyon's SL range, so not exactly top of the line SLX, but SL, still top quality carbon fiber frames and forks with a 6-year warranty. You have the full Shimano Ultegra mechanical group set, so from the shifters, front mech and rear mech, also including the Shimano Ultegra crankset, Shimano Ultegra cassette, and I'm guessing, let me just double check, it should be the chain also from Shimano Ultegra. I hope they didn't cut corners there. Let me just see if they even say this info. There's no mention of the chain, but I hope the chain should always be on the same levels as the crankset and cassette, so it should be an Ultegra chain in my opinion. One of the nice touches on the bike is definitely hydraulic disc brakes from Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes, 160mm rotors front and unfortunately 140mm rotors back, but at least they've included a good wheel set, so it's a DT Swiss wheel set P1000, so that's a aluminium wheel set from DT Swiss, and the main point of this wheel set is the DT Swiss hubs, which are absolutely perfect. And this wheel set is a classic 12mm through axle, so you're gonna have more than enough stiffness in this. And another nice touch on the bike is the carbon fiber seat post from Canyon, and you also got a bit of carbon fiber cockpit, Canyon's Aero cockpit. So all in all, the total price of 2,350 British pounds, or about $3,100 for all the people across the pond. I believe it's a fair price for this bike, and if you are looking for something like affordable, I think this is a very good choice. You should definitely check it out. And kind of the only negative thing, as I said, with Canyon is that you can't test it in a shop. You'll have to go to Germany, to Koblenz, to test them. So unless some of your friends have it so you can drive it, it's a bit kind of hard to get a feeling of the bike if you like the geometry. But that said, if you use the Canyon's online fitting tool, you can pretty much nail your sizing, and it should be totally fine. So all in all, I think it's a fair offering from Canyon. Definitely you should shortlist this bike on this price range, and considering the mechanical group set and hydraulic disc brakes. And I would say this is gonna be it for today. If you like what I'm doing, please do subscribe. I'll be making more of these videos, and if you like to read a bit more, few more books about cycling that I recommend, you can check all the things in the video description below. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Pura Vida!